Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Can I get the reaction that you hear me? Good. So my name is Rahmat. I'm going to be tutorial on React. So we can just get started. Let me just share my screen. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen. So I'm going to be on slide. So if you're not seeing or hearing my voice, you can stop me, okay? Let's just start the presentation. So today you guys going to learn how you can do user interface design using Figma, introduction to React framework, and introduction to CSS, cascading style sheet, it's a language. And I'm going to give you links to React libraries that you can use for visualization. I'm guessing your project needs visualization, so you will use these libraries if you are using React for dashboard building. With that being said, what are these tools that we are using for designing user interface? When we say designing, in this stage, we're not practically using code. We're just designing the idea, what we want our dashboard to look like on this look like a blackboard. You can say you can consider something like a blackboard. So whatever you are imagining your dashboard should look like, you can use this tool to design it before you go into the coding part. So this is the early stage in the normal front-end programming, front-end development track. The first stage is designing your concept, your idea, what your dashboard look like. And once there is an agreement on that, then you will go to the React or other frameworks to build this design in coding to life. So basically, this is the early stage just to see what are your thoughts and just using these tools, just draft your design, what your dashboard should look like based on your data and everything. So these are the common ones, but there are this and there are many more tools that you can use to design your dashboard. But these are the common ones. This actually you need to install it on your machine. But Figma is a website, so you can just easily go to their website and sign up, and you get yourself a designing board where you can design your dashboard. So just to see as a sample, we can go to Figma, which I shared here. So figma.com is their site. So if you go there, like I said, it's free for everyone. It's collaborative. You can share your Figmas. You can design by sharing that Figma board. So a lot of people like GitHub. You can collaborate on a single Figma design. It gives you that option to share your design. It works in your computer since it's on the internet, and you can just create desktop mobile application. That it have a lot of framework frames that you can practice on. So this is the figma.com. I already signed up. I have an account there. You can sign on the free account. So what you're going to do is, if you can see it here, I have the start to designs that I did previously. So what you will start is from the frame. You need to choose a frame. When I say frame, frame is choosing a different, this one. This frame, it gives you, if you can see it here, a frame for Android mobile phone, Android medium, iPhone 16. If you are building your application for mobile application, it will give you frame. For example, if I create, you see the size of the iPhone 16, then you can just plot your designs here and just imagine what your design should look like on this frame. So that is the first step that you're going to do. Just choose a frame. So since you are guys probably are creating more on the desktop side, you will keep and choose the desktop. It has a tablet also, but let's just choose tablet and desktop and desktop. Then it will give you this framework to just put your ideas on the UI design. So my internet's a bit slow today, so we're not gonna create the design from scratch, but I can show you how I created this one. So if you can see, for example, this particular design, I have a link to one side. I have used text. This is for news analysis application. I decided to put the property. I'm using this chart plugins. If you can see them, so how you can find this plugins from Figma design from Figma would be here. You can see plugin sign over here. So once you get there, you can just click plugin in widgets. So you want to have access to different chart types, right? So just write charts. So you can find a lot of chart plugins that you can install and use it for designing. So basically, you just, for example, if I choose this particular setting, just say run. I'm not going to maintain this week, but you can just say run. Once you run it, you'll access to all the types of chart types, the line chart, bar chart, area chart, pie chart, access here. Then once you want the, for example, wanted, just pick the pie chart and you just drag and drop it here on your frame. Then you have access to that particular chart. So you can just imagine what your design should be, where should this position like this here. The thickness you can say for the particular things. There's this section which give you a text functionality, so you can just drag it and put drop. Right, and I can say here, then I can write clinic example one. So you can just the menus are on this side here or here, and you can just drag and drop and adjust it here. The text size and everything, you can just give it the font size, the font type on the side, the typography and everything, and just uh, put your imagination on this design. And once you have a clear understanding of what your design should look like, on the Figma design, you can now go to the React framework and actually implement this particular design exactly as it is using the code. So this is basically what Figma does in Adobe CD. All the other tools, they have the same purpose. That's the way their syntax or their way of handling this particular things can be different from tool to that you can just study from YouTube. There are a lot of tutorials on how to use these tools, so you can refer them. So I'll share the link here, so you can always come to explore more. So if you have questions on UI design, you can ask me. If not, we can move to the next step. Okay, so here, if you use Figma for the designing part, these are just shortcuts. There are a lot of shortcuts that you can use. These are just the common shortcuts you can use when you design your your UI on the Figma. I found they are helpful. That's why I mentioned them, so you can use them for your benefits. There are a lot of tutorials and everything on how to use Figma. You can explore those. It's really quite easy. It just needs practice. Now let's go to React. So React is a framework, a front-end framework. So basically, there are a lot of frameworks for building dashboards in any front-end application. One of the famous ones is React. So it has a potential to use components, so you don't have to create components for everything. You can actually reuse them. It helps you to build rich user interfaces, and it has a lot of libraries. Additional function libraries that give you additional functionality for your application. React has a lot of libraries like that you can use for your benefit. Like for example, for building visualization, I said there are libraries that you can use. Like those libraries, React has a lot of libraries compared to other front-end frameworks. React has a lot of access to installing different libraries that you can use. So React is a very famous front-end framework. Facebook uses it for building their front-end application. So it's really an amazing framework to learn to build front-end application, dashboards, and everything. So this is the official React documentation, which you can go ahead and they have steps to install React on your machine. You can see the documentation for the installation part. But one thing I would say here is basically this one is the documentation format to install the app application on your machine. But there are also other additional tools that let you install the app through their platform. For example, Byte is another platform. They let you to install front-end frameworks, not only React, Vue, Angular, through their framework. One of the benefits is they can have a better organization on handling this installation. They are much faster compared to this one. So I usually use Byte to install React. It's really fast when you install it with Byte than compared to just install it directly, like as I said, just its own React documentation. So I would recommend you just for faster installation and faster building. Byte is much faster, so you can use it. But both the framework is similar, whether you install it with this one and this one, the same React application that you will get. There is no difference. It's just the speed is a bit much faster with Byte. So maybe I can show you this one. All you have to do is just run this anything command, say less, and project list give it sample paste, then look at project. See, these are all front-end frameworks that you can install through Byte. So since our focus on React, let's just use React. So you just click the downward arrow and enter. You can use React with TypeScript and JavaScript. Let's just use JavaScript, whichever you are comfortable with, you can use that. And now the installation is over. See how fast it is? If I install React with this one, you'll see the speed difference. This one takes a bit of time compared to Byte. So then once you have your be on the path of learning the application, then run anything install, like this here. It's just to install the package, the default package. Let's just open it with Visual Studio Code first and just run. So this one can install it and you can see what it has. So basically, when you start the apps framework on the machine, you will find this establishing folder, which you can find most of your main components are located, going to be located here. The public is any public information like image and everything. Usually, that put it here, or it will be separate and access them from any of the components, the React component. So, React component, the extension name should be on JS6 or JS. So, we choose JavaScript. you need to have, when you create a new component, it needs to be JSX or JS. Here, for example, I can create any, let's say, homepage from JSX. Then you have any React component. Just if you have the React extension installed in your base code, if you write RFCE, it will just give you the initial structure of React. So this is where you put your imports if you have libraries. This is a return where your DOM element is going to be rendered. So every design that have your HTML tag is going to be specified on this return. And if you specify there, you can see it on your front page, on your browser. So the packages are installed and run anything from there. Let's go here. This is a default React. So if every design instructions work correctly, you should see this default React format, which is this one. This JSX is a main component. So this is the one that is running there. Right plus React countries. So basically this is this component. So if you remove this one, I think we'll display it. Since I removed the component. So anyway, this is the idea. So you can create new components here and just build your application. You should use React React router tool. So if you want to access different apps on your React application, this is the package that you need to install. React router DOM. This particular package. So I have initial videos on how to build your first step application. Even this one will be covered there. See, my internet is very bad, so please not opening this one. Anyway, the idea is you can install this particular package, and then you will have access to access different routes. Now, for example, if I say home, there won't be anything different. My page is not displayed because I haven't installed the package. But if you installed it, so we can see my existing project currently. So if you see here, once you have the React version specified, your text, you should remove that part. So here I'm accessing my accounts, which is where I define my routes. This one, you see, I have different routes. The pane, the React router DOM, I'm accessing it like this, and I'm defining route the path like here, and I'm defining what the path name should be. So when the /jobs /user ID is accessed on my browser, I'm telling it to run the jobs component. The jobs component is another React component with in this particular project I'm using TypeScript, that's why the extension takes this. So if you use JavaScript, it will be JSX. Other than that, everything is similar. This is my component. I have defined a lot of things here. So the jobs component will be displayed on your browser when your route is /jobs/user ID. So you can define, if your dashboard has different eggs, you can use this particular package to define it. And you need to use zap.tsx is the main component of React. So basically when React runs, the first component that is running by default is up-to-date. So this is the main component. The others are going to be branched out from this route. So if you can see, all these components on my code are running after that to this as a branch. So this is the parent component, and within it, I can access the other components. This is clear. It's a single component. React View most project framework are a single component frameworks where you can branch from that single component. You can branch out other components and just have access to many things. So that behind the logic is there are a single window frameworks, which is after this in this case. Okay, so let's go back to the slide. Hope the installation part is clear. So the other important point when it comes to the framework is CSS or Cascade Extension. This is a particular static language, like any other language, but it's a different language, which helps you to present your application user interface more appropriately. So, for example, this particular Google style show. So I built this slide for this Google. So they are using, I don't know which framework they used to build this particular design that you see. They put the slides put here. I have this file edit view menus here. This is a front-end framework, right? I don't know particularly what Google use, but I know Facebook use React. So let's just say they're building with this React. So one thing they did is, if you can see it, these menus are located on the top left position. This particular share slide show menus are put on the right top. You can see this, the main slide is put in the middle. This particular icon is put on the left bottom position. So everything is positioned, right? That's what, when you build frame UIs, what you decide is where should I should position this particular element, this particular thing, support positioning, how you present you do the presentation, it through CSS. What gives you the mechanism to actually position your elements here, wherever you want, is through CSS. So CSS is really an important language to learn in building user interface, because it is the one that helps you to manipulate your design, to put it everywhere, to make it more presentable, to make it more responsive to devices, desktop. So if this particular application, let's see if they make it responsive. So if you click something, they have, maybe let's just see the default cat application here. So let's see if it's actually, we can say it's perfectly aligned for desktop size devices. Let's see also if it's aligned for mobile. So if I run this application on my mobile device, would I see a more perfect layout? So is all of these are going to be positioned at the middle at the in the desktop as well. So if you want to test that out, if you click inspect in your browser, if you can see this, it says total device toolbar, right? So if you click that, now we can see it's responsive. So let's see if this part of application responsive in iPhone SE. It's responsive. Let's choose, I don't know, maybe if there is a tablet. Okay, let's choose iPad mini. Again, the layout still at the middle is positioned perfectly for all device types. So if you build your application, it should be compatible or responsive to every device type. So because your application can be run from a lot of devices around the world, so it should be able to fit all those device sizes, the layout. So you can manage this responsiveness through CSS. So if the size is this one, do this. Behind this project, behind these UIs, there is a CSS that defines for all device types the position to be in this exact position. So that's what CSS gives you. It gives you to manipulate your design and to make your design responsive to different device types. So it's really an important language to learn for building, for any front-end developer and for building front-end applications. So basically, it helps you to create responsive devices that are adapted to different screen sizes and sizes. What I say is enhances the visual experience. So that's how the coloring, the font size, all these are defined by the CSS. The web page by defaulting how the HTML element should be displayed. You will decide that through this language. So you need to understand how CSS works to design a better content, a better UI. So this is also technique CSS. Another behind it is still use CSS, but it's just another way, like for example, Vue, React, Angular, all do the same job, right? They all give, you can create an application, any front-end application with them, but they have different syntax. They have different way of doing it, but at the end of the day, they will give you the same product. They will give you a user interface for some application. Like that, CSS also has a different types. The concept behind all of them is similar. It's to manipulate your design, to position, to add coloring and everything. But there are a lot of different CSS tools that you can use based on your preference. It's just for me, I like Tailwind because it's much easier. But just for you guys to understand, just start from CSS. Don't worry about Tailwind. It's just the way it does it. It's much easier, but still the idea behind Tailwind depend on understanding CSS. The syntax and everything you have to use in Tailwind or less or other CSS tools is similar. That is the main CSS language language is used in all of them. It's just the difference the way how you write is a bit different from tool to tool. That's it. But whatever the tools, if you are a beginner, you need to understand this particular language to be so. I just mentioned it here because it's simple, right? But you don't have to worry about that. Just focus on learning how you can use CSS to manipulate your user interface. So if you are not new to CSS, you can explore Tailwind, but if you are new, just use the CSS as it is. So just to see what CSS looks like. So by default, if you can see it on our installation, there is index, the extension for CSS is also your CSS. So once you create the file, if you get your CSS, if you like to understand any CSS language you write. So if you can see it here, this is what CSS looks like. So you will call the class name from your component, and you can define anything here. You can define the font size, the color, the background color, a position, whatever you want. So let's just take one thing and see what it does. And this is a thing that we created. This is what we did. Okay, let's open the CSS. So we have here, maybe let's just create any type. Here, above the byte select, let's create any component. Let's say and say we are training. Now, if you see all the points right now, it will be probably we are training with white coloring. Now let's make this coloring green or something. The font, and let's add some font size on it, and let's give it a background color for this particular div. So how you can access this particular div on your CSS is you will give it a class name for the CSS to identify. So let's give it a class name, name Kifiya, and name it what? Then to go to this one, the index CSS. Okay, the index CSS in React is the main CSS. So If you identify anything in this one, you will access it. But let's just particularly use up to CSS because already imported here. So if you import the CSS here like this, whatever is written here, if the class name exists in this particular component, you can access the CSS in that. So we set Kifiya, so go to the actual CSS and just, if you write a class name like this, you need to put dots before the class name. So the CSS can know this is a class name. So you put those first and then brace. Now let's give it a background color. Let's give it background color. Let's add a font size. Now it's one. Let's make it larger. Maybe we can give it a weight to the font. So let's make it border, just to make the weight border what it is in. Maybe we can give it the font family, which is the font type. Now it has a normal type. Maybe we can make it, there's a lot of fonts here specified. Let's just choose one of them. Maybe let's just choose this one. Okay. Now let's see if it is changed. See? I give it a background color. The font size is larger, but we can hide it more than this one. So instead of larger, we can give it a number. Let's say 50x, except. See, and make it much bigger. I give the background color. I will leave the yes in white. Let's just make it black letters. So if you say colors in black color, see, you can make a lot of things with it. It's just the tools that you can help you to beautify the position to make your design much more attractive for your client, your audience. So this is a purpose of CSS. So for a beginner, it can be overwhelming, but there are tutorials for beginners that make this whole process easier. So I already shared them here. Please buy them. You can also research on the internet. There's a lot of references and videos to learn from scratch to advanced on this one. So you don't have to worry about that. All you have to do is just set the time. So for React, for filming CSS, this particular one is particular for CSS. The reviews response.com. They have tutorial for this one. But if you are much more learner with visualization, you can also watch the YouTube videos. Okay. So this pretty much covers what front-end development, what does it mean to use React, what does it mean to use CSS, what does it mean to use to design the interface with in short, but it can go deeper. You just have to give it time and just explore more. And the other thing that I want to share with you is I feel like this you need them for visualization. So this is particular in name package, React.js, and the design part. There are also, these are sites that gives you different types of charting libraries that you can use on your React application. You can explore them. One thing I want to show you here is, for example, if you go to the anti-design package, so you will install it with this one. Just copy this one and go to your terminal and install it. But to see in deep, they also give you example in the package. So you just copy paste this one on your one, creates a component for the chart. And if you just run it, you will see there is the chart type. So here it's using the line chart. So it's expected to see a line chart with this particular example. like this one. So if your installation and everything is perfect, you will see this kind of line chart on your front end on your dashboard. But if you want to see more chart types through this package, what you can do is just move to the GitHub repository. Just click it here, or you can go directly to the documentation. Then they have these examples, more packages on their GitHub, they have examples. So if you click the examples, it can give you a quick starter course to explore using different charts. So you can explore on the documentation through the examples. So you can see a lot of chart types here. Depending on your data and everything, you can use one of them for the purpose. So for example, if you see this one, just click on it. So you can actually see they give you the code for plotting this kind of chart. You can see what kind of data type they are using. They are using time series. You can see it here. These are timelines, years. So you can also go to the link and see the type of data that I'm using to plot this one. So if it fits with your data type, you can use it. And you can basically just copy paste in everything of your component and just run it, and you will see this particular chart. You just need to modify it with your data, and you have yourself a chart for your application. So you can explore their documentation, like their examples, and just have a more deep connection with their charts and how they handle the closing of their chart, and you can easily integrate it with your application. These are the tools. There's a lot of tools on this website also. You can choose one of them. I usually use one of these two, but there are a lot of them that give you different types of charts. A chart type that doesn't exist in Chart.js, it exists on Entity or can exist on others. So it's better to explore all of them. And the last thing I want to give you is, especially coming up with a dashboard design can be really hard depending on who is trying to do this. There are people who are not imaginative or creative with this one, and it's okay. I mean, not everyone is creative. Some people are more focused on the algorithm and the background part. Some people are more attracted with the user interface part. So it's okay. Just we have different kind of talent, so it doesn't matter. So if just to get inspired by other dashboards, you can go to this site. If you didn't come up with your own design for the application, these particular sites give you inspiration. So a lot of front-end developers, UI designers around the world put their work on these sites. So you can inspire by them, by their work, and just come up, or even use theirs. I mean, these are common websites that we use to get inspired, to get a better UI for a particular functionality. So I really like the sites. It really gives you different perspective. So let's say maybe I'm creating a financial dashboard. Financial dashboard. Now it gives you a different financial dashboards that are created by different UI designers that can give you inspiration. So if you click this one, so this is a chart dashboard component. You can see how they position their design. Maybe one of the components can attract you and you can decide to implement it on yours and so on. So these are just sites that are really helpful just to get inspiration in this particular design. Just Pinterest also do the same thing. These two actually are, if you want to add some photos that are related to the idea of the project. They have free photos that you can find. Also, they also have GIF videos, the short videos. It just depends on your design. These are common resources that usually go to find some image and everything, so you can explore that. So, okay, I think I'm done. So, if you have questions, you are welcome. This is hopefully everything is clear. Let's go back to you guys. Okay. Do you have idea to the very least on what React does? Okay, thank you. Um, so is it clear for everyone? Can I get reaction or any question? You can use this chance to ask me. Thank you, Emmanuel. What about the rest of you? Okay, your reactions are a bit slow, but hopefully you understood it. I'm going to share this particular link. Share it with you guys. This is the slide. You can check it out. There you can see everything. Okay, if you have no more questions, we can end the session. And I get last reactions if you have many more questions. Thank you. In that case, have a good day, everyone.